Hey Fandom, it's me, Aaron, for Comic Show, New Comics Now. There's some great books this week. The one that I'm most excited about is Jupiter's Legacy. It's Mark Millar, you know, the same dude from Kick-Ass and all that stuff. And I really like this book. I liked how it's the old school, like Golden Age heroes. They have, you know, the powers and that whole kind of Golden Age, you know, Americana, Norman Rockwell mentality, and they're fighting the good fight, but their offsprings, their children and grandchildren, they have the powers, the children, the legacy. They have, you know, because the superpowers in here, I don't know what the event was or how they got superpowers. There's some hints to it in here, but it passes down through the genes. So these kids are just terrible. And part of this reminded me of Mark Millar's book that he did of Youngblood, where it had a lot of that cocaine and prostitute benders, and you know, we only got like an issue or two of that. So I'm excited about this, and if he reworked some of those ideas into here, more power to him, because I am totally digging it. And there's just something cool about seeing the old grandpas with the white beards and white hairs doing the actual battles, and the kids just kind of doing cocaine and having sex in bathrooms. I mean, that's cool, and what a great metaphor for today's America. And one thing that I did like, though, is the old guys are complaining, and one old guy says, hey, these kids, maybe they'd be more into saving the world if we were actually saving the world and not just maintaining the status quo and just punching bad guys. Maybe if we were, like, helping the poor or, you know, reworking America so it's not this boom and bust capitalism or whatnot. Some of the things that were touched on in Justice League last week, eerily, some of the things that might be part of the Trinity War political fallout, but I really dug that. And we also have this really cool kind of, you know, sexy, hot club cover for our Phantom variant, and I totally dug it. Moving on to East of West, issue 2's out this week. Issue 1, I have the second print. Most Finder stores jumped on that second print. I jumped on it, like, you know, I ordered as much of the second print as I did of the first print. I'm ready to sell this book until, you know, the collection comes out, and then beyond, you know, if that happens. But this book, I gave this money-back guarantee, sold out in just 2 days, and no one's brought it back. I wish they'd bring it back. I'd sell it on eBay. But issue 2 was just as freaking good. Hickman, this world he's creating, this future terrible world with the Four Horsemen and death, and you know, what happens in the finale of this that I don't really want to spoil because a lot of people didn't get it, and now, you know, they can buy it this week with the second print, was pretty crazy, pretty epic. You know, it had to do with the President of the United States, and then here they just run through more and more and more, and it was ridiculous. And, you know, the Colonel from KFC's in this one too. He's pretty cool. I like that guy. I like his, you know, beard, you know, he made the chicken, you know, he knows the original recipe. And so he's important to death. He tries to make a deal with him. Great stuff. Speaking of Hickman, did a smart move here with his Manhattan Project. This is the first issue after the collection that came out last week. So if you're getting in collection, get this issue. And I'm digging that now it's continuing to the JFK era, the space era, and, you know, moving past the nuclear bomb stuff and World War II to space. I love Manhattan Project, and Hickman has made me really love alt history stuff. Spencer went one better than Hickman of, you know, getting the next issue out the next week. Nick Spencer for Morning Glories. Volume 4 came out. This is the volume that starts to answer a lot of those questions. I know that there's so many questions in here, and we were all kind of like gun-shy for mysteries after Lost, not feeling like the finale really explained all the things we wanted it to explain, left, you know, dangling polar bears and weird stuff like that. But it's a mystery, you know. In a suspense mystery thriller, you don't know all the answers. And then when you get answers, they just lead to more questions if it's done well. But Volume 4 actually answered a lot of stuff and put up more questions. And the coolest thing about Volume 4 is it comes out this week, and the first issue after it comes out this week, perfect, right? And they did one better. It's $1. It's $1. That's how much they want you to get their single issues and be jumped on here with their ridiculous cliffhangers, and just they want you to have that pain and torture of waiting 30 days between issues with their you know, ridiculous, crazy cliffhangers that just end up, you know, making you pissed. You know, it's like, why do I care about these characters so much that it angers me that I don't know the answer to this last page cliffhanger? And then, you know, with the first page of the next issue, they kind of turn it on its ear, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that was kind of obvious. Maybe I'm stupid. And then they do it again. 21 pages later, another ridiculous cliffhanger. But, you know, if you like that type of torture like I do, you know, it's called thriller, I guess. That's, you know, I like thrillers, you know, like Michael Jackson or whatever. But good, $1. Go for it. SHADOWMAN, you guys know I love Valiant. This is the final collection. It's still just $10. All the first collections are $10. This is, you know, it's like the Frog Prince. You know, it's in New Orleans. There's the SHADOWMAN, just like the villain in the Frog Prince. But in this book, SHADOWMAN's actually the hero. I mean, it's still in New Orleans. You know, I guess there's no frogs, but you get a lot of that voodoo stuff. You get a lot of that dark magical stuff. And there's just something about SHADOWMAN that I like that is just different from the top cow type of magic, witchblade, and darkness stuff where it just, there's something about Valiant that just rings to me. It sings to me. And though this is not, it's my least favorite Valiant book, it's still better than most all other, you know, run-of-the-mill books on the market. And they definitely do a great take on a mystical hero. And I dig it. And, you know, you guys yell at me if I don't talk about Invincible, but, you know, what's to say without spoiling it? It's just some, like, moon mustache massacre. I mean, I can't say anything intelligent about it because, you know, there's a big fight, someone wins, someone loses, and then there's a huge emotional scene with Invincible and his girlfriend, and I can't spoil that either. So, you know, what's the point of even mentioning it? It's out this week. Batman becomes a Man-Bat, you know? Yeah, I spoiled the last page, the last panel, but guess what? As soon as you open the cover, it'll be spoiled for you. So, yeah, he's going after revenge by any means necessary or possible against the dude that killed Damien, his son, and if he has to become a bat to do it, he's going to become a bat, because obviously becoming Batman doesn't strike fear in the heart of this clone of Damien, so maybe actually becoming a Man-Bat will. And this issue was cool. I liked Azrael. I like that Azrael is part of the new 52, so says Batman Incorporated, even though it was all grayed out in that issue of Batwoman. And just loving the Fallout, loving the Requiem stuff. Moving on to Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. You guys know I'd read this book no matter who was writing it, no matter who was drawing it, as long as Rocket Raccoon's in it. Because I just realized this. I have such a fetish for space animals. You know, I love Chip and Bidge from Green Lantern. I love Nort from Green Lantern. I love the Space Dog from Manhattan Project. Just something about, you know, take a fuzzy animal and put him in space, and I'm at half mast already. Yes, and they talk too, awesome, you know, and they have guns. But anyway, Bendis is kicking ass with this book. I just love what he's doing with the cosmic stuff. The first issue just kicked, and I love Groot and Rocket Raccoon's relationship, and he put that front and center. And I like his characterization of Star-Lord and his dad. And what's really cool is how they're going to stick it to Todd McFarlane, man. With issue 5 of Guardians of the Galaxy, Todd McFarlane's Spawn character, Angela, is going to be in the Marvel Universe in it, with Neil Gaiman co-writing it, because Neil Gaiman won some court settlement, so he has shared use of Angela, so he's going to put it in the Marvel Universe. So take that, Todd McFarlane, you know. You shouldn't have lost that microfiche to Miracle Man, you know, whatever. But Guardians of the Galaxy is great. Young Avengers is just on fire. Gillian and McKelvey, these guys from Phonogram, they just have such a unique voice for teenagers. And no, this book isn't Scott Pilgrim, but I can't help but bring it up because Scott Pilgrim had a unique voice for the teenage and I guess 20-something characters that act like teenagers in that book. And it was heavily music influenced, which this is also. And Marvel Boy, or Novar, was such a badass in the first few pages of this. I mean, there was more characterization, more awesome stuff to him in here than Bendis, you know, the guy that I just praised, did his entire run as a teammate of the Avengers. I mean, I freaking loved it. And it goes on to have Loki put in some doubt in the mind of everyone's favorite gay teenage couple of, you know, Hulkling. You have this boyfriend who affects probability. His powers is affecting probability, like Scarlet Witch. You don't think that maybe he caused some weird machinations to put you two together and, you know, perhaps you might not even be gay. Maybe he affected probability to make you might be more gay than you actually is gay. Who knows? But the doubt's in the mind, and, you know, everyone that is civilized respects that gay people have a right to be gay. They're born that way, as Lady Gaga said, and all that. But what if Now, what if someone had a mutant power of probability and kind of made a straight person gay for their own selfish desires? I mean, we can still condemn gay people for being selfish, correct, without being a homophobe? So, thanks, Loki. You're really pushing that envelope. We got to the acceptance, and now we're going to go toward judging, I guess, homosexuals the same way we judge everyone, because we hate everyone in this society. It's just a fact. Bendis is kicking ass here. I love everything he's doing with Cyclops. I love Angel on the team, which isn't a spoiler anymore because it happened in 2 other issues. And I like the magic Ileana. I like that he's giving her some really, good characterization, giving her some balls. I mean, she's always had like goat feet and hooves when she wants, but now she has goat hoofs and goat balls. I mean, she's awesome. Origin of Black Swan, another Hickman. I'm loving this. I actually like his new Avengers, which is kind of the Illuminati, more than his regular Avengers. He's, it's just so distinct and unique and separate, and that's my favorite of the 2. Uncanny Avengers, Rick Remender, Hobo Piss. What more do you want? I just love Havoc. I love what he's done with Alex Summers, and I love that these characters, it's like warts and all. You have Havoc just being, just an iconoclast, but really just a butthurt little brother, but, he's kind of a stubborn jerk. And you have Scarlet Witch with all her weird, selfish machinations, and Wasp just, being cool, flirtatious, and fashion obsessed, and I dig it. I'm loving the Uncanny Avengers, and if you haven't checked it out, the collection's out this week. It's only the first 5 issues, but this is issue 7, so if you find issue 6 at your store, you're set. And that's the week in comics. Really great week, really good stuff for Marvel now, and a lot of great indie stuff. Try Jupiter's Legacy, try East of West, and look out for my video on Free Comic Book Day. Thanks, bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you want to. Check out our Friday videos. This time we're going to have one on Free Comic Book Day and Free Comic Book May, which is something I invented here. And also share it on Facebook. That's pretty cool. And if you are local, tonight, which is Tuesday, we're having a geek trivia night here where you could win your bar tab. And that's every other Tuesday. So the next one's going to be on the 7th. And, check it out. It's fun times. And check out our Free Comic Book Day on May 4th. It's going to be awesome. Thanks. Bye.